All right, now it worked. Okay. Three. Well, let me see our faces come up. There we go. All right. Three, two, one. Fake clap. Welcome to the AfrOtaku podcast. This is not an episode. This is a special edition for the One Piece fans. Our thoughts
Yeah.
on chapter 1044 slash 1043 of One Piece. All this Sun God Nika stuff, all this Joyboy stuff, all this Kaido stuff, all this punk ass CP0 stuff, um, all of that. So I'm MGG, and I'll introduce my co-host now. Sorry, messed up the intro.
Hey, it's late, man. It
Mm-hmm.
is.
What's going on? It's Jugger.
What up? It's Deuce.
What up, what up, what up? I am Gramps.
All right, so let's kick it off. I'm assuming if you're here in the stream, this is already a spoiler alert. So if you're watching this later, this is your spoiler alert warning right here. If you don't want to know what's happening at the end of One Piece, do not watch the rest of this video because we're going in. Names will be named, things will be said that will spoil you. But yeah, other than that, I don't think we need to go over what happened in the chapter because I'm assuming everyone read it. Let's just jump right into the first question. So, one thing I've been hearing a lot is that people have said this shit is an ass pull. What are our thoughts on this actually being an ass pull?
Bro.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
You think
I
so?
mean, like literally every power up in any
Thing.
manga
Yep.
or anime is an ass pull.
Yeah, I mean, like,
what do you
like-
expect?
What was Gear 2? Gear 2 was an ass pull. Like, that was actually more random than this
I'm
one.
glad we're finally taking accountability.
No, like,
No, because here's what I'll say is this, like, and this will go more into my later questions. I feel like the One Piece community loves to gloss over the fact that Oda never explains powers or power-ups. And us, as like having talked about One Piece for years, we've had hour-long discussions about concepts like hockey, concepts like how the devil fruits work, and none of those questions have ever gotten answered. But we just continue to read as if they were answered. So I'm just surprised to hear us all take accountability and say it was an ass pull. In my mind, do I feel like it's an ass pull? No. Why do I say that? Because I feel like One Piece fans, like Oda is the king of callbacks. I don't think he executes them well, but he is the king of callbacks. I guarantee you someone has or will pull up some reference to this way back in the day. And they've been taking like screenshots of Luffy dancing and showing it and how it's like similar to the Sun God Nika in a way.
uh-huh.
So I don't necessarily, I wasn't mad about it from that perspective. I never felt it was an ass pull. I was just like, yeah, this feels like Oda.
But that's the thing, though. Just because the author wanted to do it for however many years, you still gotta have some reasonable way to have that person, unleash this power or level up or whatever. Like he literally just pulled this shit out of nowhere.
But it's never been reasonable for Oda. And he also wrote it into the lore because literally before he did it, he literally just said, "Hey, his fruit is a god fruit. He just does whatever the fuck he wants with it." So I feel like he wrote it in, and then
This was better done than Gear 2, bro. Like when you really think about it, Gear 2, that shit was random. There was no indication of that whatsoever. At least
all three of those power-ups were.
Yeah, like on this, at least like even Kyle, when fighting Kyle, he's like, "Oh, Rubber shouldn't be able to do this." Like they've been hinting at it for a while. You know what I mean? But Gear 2, Gear 3, nigga, he just showed up one day and blew up.
Gear 3 made sense.
No,
Gear 3, I could buy a little bit more.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
with the, like,
Gear 2, Gear 2 was complete
I mean,
bullshit.
using shonen logic, I thought Gears 2 and 3 made reasonable sense. At least as far as the scope.
Again, I don't think it doesn't make sense. I'm saying it was more of an ass pull to where there was no indication of him. Luffy never even trained, bro. Like at that point, Luffy
I
never
thought
even
he
trained.
did though. I mean, I don't know when, but I thought he said that he trained, so I just assumed that he did.
Bro, we ain't never seen that. At least now we know Luffy trained for those years or whatever with
I would say Gear 4 is the only one. I think Gramps was saying it, or somebody was saying it, but Gear 4.
That's what I was saying. That's the only one that's not.
The only one that they gave us true evidence that, like, yeah, he probably trained to get this.
Yep.
I mean, so what I was gonna say was, if niggas ain't disappointed about this random shit just because he has this god level devil fruit that they're just telling us about at the end, well, close to the end of the damn show. The niggas can't be mad about the whole Bleach thing with Ichigo being the child of this race and being a child of that race, and suddenly mixing those together and being this ultimate being or whatever. That's what I was thinking of when niggas said that they weren't being mad about that. I'm like, yo, isn't that the same levels of ass pull that you're having right here?
Thing is, the difference for me is like the power thing isn't the difference for me. Like that last arc of Bleach was just bad. Like it was actually just bad. So I don't care what power Ichigo got, it still would have been shitty towards the end. Even like ever since Aizen turned into a butterfly, it was like downhill since then. So I mean, like there's not much he could have done.
What I will say is that I separate what you were saying from what I call an ass pull. All I would say is this, and like I said, it's still more into the other question I want to ask, but I'll say it here anyways. I feel like there is a certain type of people in the One Piece community. I'm just gonna call them One Piece stans who hold One Piece to this level, like it's not like Naruto and Bleach in the way that Oda operates. I feel like this showcased that it is more similar to those than it is not similar to those. That's all I will say. I feel like at this point we got that the inherited will thing is just a theme for the big three. You can't say that each one of them has shown examples of like GOAT lineage. Like no one has done this quote unquote hard work to success thing that every single one of these stories started off trying to frame it as. Maybe not Bleach, but Naruto and One Piece for sure started off as like, oh, I'm just some dumb kid trying to make it to the top. But it's like, no, I'm just some dumb kid with a GOAT power trying to make it to the top. And that part is the part where I just want people to take accountability for. And I'm talking specifically to those One Piece fans who love to say, like, if you try to talk about any other anime or manga as slightly better than One Piece, they come at you like there's something you're missing in the story. And I don't feel that. I do think Oda's a great writer. I think it's a great story. But I have my issues with how we cover up some of the poor execution and just go, well, he called back to it. He said that like 3 chapters ago, so the ass pull makes sense. And it's like, okay.
I don't know if so. I've never really like seen that. I would say
you got to go on TikTok.
I'm
telling you, bro. If you scroll through TikTok, these niggas you'll be like, what happened to the One Piece community? Because One Piece fans used to be quiet. We used to just sit in the background, like while other niggas was enjoying shit. We just didn't say shit. We were just like, yeah, hey.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Even on Twitter, right? Like One Piece people like jump, like you talk shit about One Piece, people jump on you. But I never thought it as like people saying, because I think they're just saying they think it's better than the other two. I agree. I think it's better than One Piece and Naruto and Bleach. But I'm not gonna say it's perfect, right? Obviously, some shit he does, Oda does, I'd be like, yeah, he probably shouldn't have done that. But overall, I think it's still better than the other two. So I thought that's where it was coming from, that it was better than the two that they're comparing to. Now, if you're saying people are saying it's perfect, then that's.
I would say perfect, or that it's infallible in terms of like there's no way to say I guess that's perfect. Yeah, there's no way to say there's a mistake there, or I don't like the way Oda executed this. If you don't like the way Oda executed something, like the thing you brought up in the group text, Whole Cake, this brings even more evidence to why Whole Cake was a shitty arc. But when I went online and I talk about how I dislike Whole Cake, or I felt like it was no character development for Sanji, niggas would kill me like there was something I missed. I'm talking about I've had back and forth page-long arguments with niggas about how I thought Whole Cake was shitty.
That's crazy.
They were like, oh, you don't get it. You don't get it.
That's crazy because the niggas I be seeing on YouTube, they be saying they basically have this consensus that the whole Cake Island was a complete waste of
like
an
you
arc.
said, that's YouTube. He talking about
like could have just skipped that whole fucking thing.
A different group of niggas.
I'm telling you, there's these pockets.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And a lot of new fans have come on, so like that's riding it. But anyway, sorry, I derailed this to the ass pool thing. I personally go like I'm on the fence on it. Like I can see it as an ass pool and I can see it as whatever. To me, it's how he's done power ups this whole time. None of the power ups have made sense. Even the law thing. I remember us having a specific, like, almost 2 hour long argument about why Law's power didn't work on Don Flamingo. And now we're at Whole Cake, and it just works. No questions, no explanations.
Yeah.
Just, oh, it works now. Okay. Like, so.
I just don't look into it too much, right? Where
Right.
like ass pull, I expect ass pulls in shonen, so that never bothers me. I can admit when it's an ass pull, like an ass pull can still be good to me, you know. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, also. So I don't think if people are denying that they think One Piece has ass pulls, then that's kind of silly because it doesn't take away from, like, I still think One Piece is good. It's just, of course, it has ass pulls. How else is the character going to beat? Going into Wano, there was no way Luffy would ever beat Kaido without some kind of an ass pull.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like,
That's fair.
0%.
And we thought there was going to be another time skip before they even tried to take on the Yonko.
That's true.
Then he beat Dogtooth, and we're like, oh, we're going to Kaido. And I remember in the early Wano days, we were like, all right, something's going to happen. Yeah, there have to be like a group attack. Somebody's got to weaken this nigga Kaido.
Right.
No, Luffy more or less solo dolo, because I don't even count what the Red Scabbards did as really injuring Kaido. The nigga seemed to be fully fine after. So it was just like, yo, Luffy solo dolo this nigga, more or less. And I'm just like, okay.
Right. I mean, because for a hot second, we thought the whole secret, we thought the new power up via hockey taught by Hyogoro of the Flowers was going to be it. But they even shut that down to pretty much be nothing now.
I mean, if you think about it, the nigga Luffy had multiple power-ups in this arc by itself.
Oh, I mean,
in that Udon prison, Hyogoro gave him the fucking hockey. He had the fucking Conqueror's hockey infusion. Then the nigga, now the fourth one that we're getting, the nigga just got a major power-up with his awakening. Like,
right. I mean, I think MGG stated best where it's just about the execution. Because low-key, this could have worked out, I think, a lot better if they, like, more so connected those other power-ups with Nika. But they really didn't. I mean, that's why it just feels so off-putting to all of us. And the community.
I don't think it's off-putting. I have no problem with it at all.
I feel like it's part of Luffy's character. It doesn't bother me, but to add to what you were saying, I remembered that someone did already try to make a connection. So back in Udon prison, when Luffy's like knocked out, I guess they played a clip from the anime. So I don't remember how this happened in the manga, but basically Luffy was knocked out. There were some niggas over him, and he used Conqueror's Haki for a second. And Kaido made an acknowledgement. They basically said that in that moment he could have gone Joyboy basically, but he didn't know the Ryu stuff at that time, so he didn't have all of the hockey capabilities he needed to get to that level. Stretch to me, but like I said, One Piece fans will connect. I'm telling you, if you paid, like, at this point, it's just a little bit like, all right, I don't think he called back every single part of the story. If you see some of the things people try to tie as callbacks, I'm like, yeah, or he could have just wrote it that way because he felt like writing it that way, and not because it, like, this thing was gonna happen. But whatever, I'm off my soapbox. The One Piece fan community on TikTok bothers me.
As long as, like, now if we had never heard about this Sun God Nika thing, then I would have been like, okay, what the fuck is this? Who is this? But they've brought it up before, and we knew it was related to Luffy somehow. Like, you know, like, he's the person that
he's fulfilling all the prophecies.
Yeah, like, so it doesn't bother me at all. It's just another power.
I mean, because I looked into that a little bit, but like for at least the stuff I was reading, the first time they mentioned Nika, period, was actually
Fishman Island.
What? Say again?
Fishman Island, probably, right?
But that's just it. It wasn't. Like, from what I found, the first time actually saying Nika, Sun God, like, not Joyboy, but
Who's
Nika,
Who?
Sun God, was, right, Who's Who. And that's Kaido. So that wasn't even that many chapters ago.
Call back!
They might have not said the actual name Nika, maybe, but they referenced, like, the Sun God or something before, because, like, that's why, like, they have Jim made them have that sun shit on there.
Right, I mean, the whole, like, the Sun pirates and such. But at least I just couldn't, like, find, like, those actual true connections with, like, Sun God, or at least that true entity involving the Sun pirates before now. So
it had to have been talked about during that flashback. where they were showing how the whole Fisher Tiger thing originated. I don't remember it, so I can't tell you specifically. But I would feel like if they did mention it, they definitely brought it up then.
I mean, that's a question. I mean, like, if it really has, then you know what? Fair. Like, you know what? Then, like, I'll drop that whole point. But, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's now questionable. Like, if that's, like, true, then fine. But if not, ooh. But
I guess I want to ask, if this is as poor, are we bothered by it? I know, Deuce, you said you weren't bothered by it. I honestly wasn't bothered by it because I'm like, yo, this nigga got to have some type of power up in one way or another. But what about the rest of y'all?
Honestly, I just didn't like the Looney Tunes reference.
Thank you.
I mean, that was just, I mean, like, if he actually executed, like, the actual comeback, like, fight scene, then that would have been different. So, like, how the literal, like, eyes popped out, Kaido's eyes popped out, even, like, the cartoon body in that sense, it was like, eh. Like literally, they could have did the exact same thing, but not have the eyes pop out, and his body just, like, I don't know, it would, like, just more be less silly, if that makes sense. I just felt like that kind of silly fight that you can see in One Piece every so often, it just, the placement was wrong.
I felt like it was right.
I think there's a reason behind that, though. It's because he's supposed to be like the sun god Nika that's supposed to be making everybody laugh or whatever. And by making it kind of like a Looney Tunes type of thing, that's supposed to make you as a reader laugh. And, you know, I guess whoever's watching the fight that's actually there be able to laugh at this Joyboy character. Because that's what he does. He makes niggas laugh.
Yeah,
I was like, I guess this makes sense.
I read it, and after the end of the chapter, I literally was like, Luffy's Bugs Bunny. That is how I saw him after that. I personally think, and I don't think this disrespects the series. I just think that, and I don't know this because I haven't talked to Oda, but I feel like Oda is writing a specific story, and at times, specifically with me, I don't know about everyone else, but with me, I've gotten sold on the fact that the story was going one way or he was trying to tell the story this way. And to me, this confirmed that he's just having fun with it and we should too, I guess. That's the way I looked at it. So I wasn't really mad about the goofiness of it all. I just felt like it actually fit even more with Luffy's silly ass character because that's literally what's been happening this entire show. Is like literally the only thing he really took seriously was Ace's death, I would say, and then that's about all I could significantly remember him taking seriously. Everything else has been kind of a joke with some like serious moments.
You could definitely say all of the flashbacks, every single flashback of somebody's childhood. Those are all serious moments.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Luffy specifically. Like Luffy's operating, how he operates in the story. It just never seemed like he was taking anything with the real weight that it deserved. Like, if they were like, oh, hey, we're about to run into a Yonko's crew to save Sanji, he was like, so the fuck what? I'm going to do that. Like, the only time I saw him almost reflect on the weight of what was going on was Ace's death. Every other time, I felt like it ends up getting, I wouldn't say played for laughs, but Goofy Luffy shows up in every single arc. Like, no matter how serious it is, you see some sort of goofiness outside of the whole Ace thing. The Ace thing was the only, like, serious Luffy I saw. Other than that, I just saw Goofy Luffy every time. Like, yo, even when fucking Kami got kidnapped, I just did like a great moments in anime history of that. Like when he punched that dude in the face, he was pissed off, but like he really didn't get pissed off till like the end of that, and he was joking all the way through. Like he crashed into their fucking slave auction, laughed at that, ran towards Kami, and then when dude shot that motherfucker, that's when he was like, all right, cool. Now I'm going to be serious, Luffy. And then I'm sure after that, he cracked his smile. Like, that's what he does. So I felt like it fits with his character. I don't feel like the power-up is off base with his character. I just felt like Oda did a really odd job of selling the sun god, the Gumu Gumu no fruit being a human fruit variation. And while I'm happy that Zoans are finally getting the respect I feel like they deserve, I just feel like it's just so random and late and weird. It's just like, oh wait, so it is a Zoan fruit. And then I'm like, okay. And it's super duper special. Like, I don't even see Kaido's mythical Zoan being as broken as this. I don't see Marco's Phoenix, even with the healing powers, seeming as broken as this seems to me. And I get it, it's up there, but I still feel like some of these zones would be close, and I don't see anything close to it of all. And this is the zone arc, like so.
I would honestly say I was kind of annoyed with how they described the awakening, because it's like they literally just said, "Oh yeah, his rubber becomes more powerful," and I'm like, "Okay, so that's it? That's all you got for creativity?"
I read it as he could do whatever the fuck he wants.
Statement. I mean, wait, hold on. Let me see.
But they said that even before the awakening, that you being able to use the power was limited by your creativity. So before the whole awakening, he supposedly could have done whatever the fuck he wanted. But literally, they said, but with the awakening, it just simply made your rubber body more durable, stronger, and everything. And I'm like, that shit is weak.
I thought it was
weak for an awakening.
Did I read that wrong? I thought they were saying that the fruit had the fruit itself at the core was like some sort of, human fruit with properties of rubber that is influenced by your creativity. But I thought they were saying that when you get to the awakening level, that your freedom to do whatever the fuck you want expands a lot. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was just saying that they strengthen the rubber, but maybe I need to go back to the chapter and confirm.
Awakening brings his rubbery body, greater physical strength and freedom. It is said
that freedom part.
Right. That was
there is no more power, more ridiculous.
That freedom part is old as ass pool.
I don't think that he could do anything in the world. I don't think that's that.
They kept using freedom very vaguely to me. So that means you can fill in whatever the fuck you want from a writing standpoint, definition wise. So
I don't think he's gonna turn it I don't think he could turn into a dragon. Because he imagined it. I don't think he can do that.
Well, low key though.
I mean, that nigga kind of definitely turned into Luffy's little serpent and shit when he was punching at him. So
I don't think he can turn it. I don't think he's gonna have magma powers. I don't think he's gonna turn into Kizaru and start shooting laser beams.
Okay.
Oh, that's fair.
But at the same time, is it that unreasonable to be like, body rubber, switch your face up to look like Kizaru and not laser beams, but he literally shoots his eyeballs to stretch and hit people?
But then, that's still rubber. That's still rubber, is what I'm saying. It's still not actually
fair. I'm just saying though, that freedom, you can literally interpret that to be a whole plethora of.
And that's my thought, because when they say that freedom thing, now I start going in my head of, and I don't want to get too deep into the theory crafting part yet, but I will say this: I feel like that freedom thing may be a tie to Sanji and Zoro's power-ups, because those are also still kind of unexplained as far as what the source of them are. The Asura thing and the Ifrit, I guess it's Ifrit now thing. It could be tied. His awakening could be influencing those things, because with Don Flamingo, he turned his world into strings. What if Luffy is doing that same thing with the freedom and giving people that freedom of creativity in terms of their powers?
Here's the thing that bothered me. I still don't see what Luffy is able to do that Katakuri couldn't do. I still don't see what's the difference between these two.
Turn to a god? Dogtooth couldn't turn to a god, bro. I never seen him do that. Because
literally, the nigga Katakuri can pull Mochi out of anywhere. The nigga can fucking reach.
But he's actually
any way that he wants or whatever. I'm like,
bro, if you give Katakuri the Conqueror's Haki shit, he'd be up there too.
Exactly. I don't see what the fuck is the difference between these two.
Well, he doesn't have it. That's the point. That's why he doesn't.
I don't think we saw enough.
But I'm saying, as far as their devil fruit powers, Luffy's awakening power is literally just the same as everything that Katakuri could do, except the nigga has Conqueror's Haki coded.
I don't think we saw enough of it yet to say that. That's what I'll say. I don't feel like I've seen his full potential from this 1044.
And he's probably stronger overall, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
And it'll be so I would say the goofy shit. I'm not a fan of the goofy stuff. Like you said, Luffy's always goofy in fights in the arc, but when the fight comes, he gets serious during the main final fight.
Right.
Now him and Kaido about to have their final big fight, where Kaido actually loses. If the entire fight is goofy with eyes popping out and doing all this goofy shit the entire time, that would annoy me, because I do not like this shit at all.
But he's on God mode.
If he's just playing around at the front right at the beginning right now, and then at some point he gets serious, I'll be cool with it.
Look, I'm not a Japanese mythology buff, but I will say this. Luffy, at least the way they're going, specifically with this Kaido story and the allusions throughout the story, is Luffy is very closely tied to the monkey god, right? Like there have been allusions to that the whole time. That nigga is fucking silly. Like, whenever I've seen him represented in like media, technically Goku is an offshoot of Sung whatever the fuck his name is.
Goku.
Yeah, so like
Son
right, so you can. I guess I wouldn't be surprised. To me, I would take it more as him showcasing how easy of a fight it is. You know what I mean? I take the goofiness as more disrespect than joke, right? Like when someone gets super powerful, and this is where I feel like the One Piece community rides it like it's something different, but it's really the same thing. If you look at the other two big three shows, when we got to this point where we found out there was an other, we'll just call it an other, whether it was Kurama in Naruto or the Vizard hollow nigga in Ichigo's spirit, they always came out either with mad aggression or just like this calm, cool collectedness. I feel like the subversion of the trope is the god character is this goofy nigga. That's what I felt when I saw it. I was just like, oh, okay, this is the different take you're taking on Kurama and the Vizard homie in Bleach is like, oh, the god nigga in him is just a silly nigga instead of this angry, vengeful spirit or this calm, cool, collected figure.
Or the
So,
third demon.
right. So I just looked at it like that. So I feel like as this fight goes on, if he's goofy, I'm just gonna take it more as like the monkey god and how he behaves in fights, which is literally like that from what I've seen. Is just a silly nigga. Like he just run around, he's dope, but he literally insults you as he's fighting you. You might be fighting him, he's like dodging and doing stupid shit in the middle of dodging your attacks. Like that type shit is what I expect because that's the illusion they made. So I feel like it fits his character. I just don't think that it's different in terms of like the shonen sense of things, which is what a lot of people try to associate with One Piece, like this offshoot, iconic, something that's totally reinvented the genre of shonen. And I disagree with that.
These niggas really bother you. Whoever
Yeah.
people are.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, scroll on TikTok for a while, you be like, "Yo, One Piece is great, but it's not that good." But I do want to ask this question before we go on. Someone asked, I can't pronounce his name, but it's spelled XLLAYZ. Zeliax. I don't know. What would happen to Luffy if he ate the Rumble Ball? Because Luffy has a human fruit too. And then he also said he's fighting Goofy because his imagination to life and his imagination is silly because that's who he is. Yeah, he's a kid at heart. But anyway.
And the goofiness, like I said, all like the eye popping out is the shit I don't like. Like him being silly in a fight, that's cool. I'm saying the eye popping, I don't want that.
Hey, that's Oda's signature, bro.
That's Oda being silly.
Usopp did it. It's Oda's signature. The eye popping shit.
It's different.
Yeah,
When
this
Kaido's
is
eyes
the-
popping out
this
too,
is
like
the
that.
rubber world. That's the rubber world awakening that we were all
the rubber
expecting
awakening,
Luffy to have or whatever.
And that's why I feel like it's like Looney Tunes or Bugs Bunny. Like, if he has that freedom, his awakening is really just doing whatever he wants. So, like dude's saying, he could just make the shit a cartoon.
That's the thing, though. You're basically taking, like they said, from paramecia fruits that they say, you basically take your power and apply it to other shit. Luffy's special power is his goofiness, so he's making the rest of the world goofy just like him.
But he's
Well,
a
he has
soul
other
rider,
powers.
though.
Yeah, he has what's it called?
So does Luffy have Toon Force
He has a
from Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah,
Nah, dude.
that's a fair point.
yeah,
Pegasus in the woodwork. Let's go.
That's a fair point. But yeah, sorry. So if he had the Rumble Ball, what would it happen to his human fruit?
Bro, I don't even know what the Rumble Ball does, bro.
That's
Oh,
I mean, that's the shit that
Chopper.
Chopper eats that shit to turn into.
But Luffy doesn't have forms, really, so, right? So I mean,
I disagree.
Gears,
Well, yeah.
man, fuck that. Okay,
I mean,
that's
but
probably
the
even
thing
worse.
is,
Chopper
so
is
I
trash.
would. So here's my guess. Since Chopper technically only uses that to turn into his giant form, I guess
No,
Luffy
no.
would probably,
Not anymore. I mean, just recently, but before he would use it just to.
The transform-
He had those 3
additional-
points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
additional forms. Yeah.
No,
No.
It would only happen when he took too much.
Yeah.
Before, if he took like 3
Right.
in a quick succession, he would turn into Monster Chopper.
no, yeah, that was before. But
Yeah.
now he can turn into any of those different forms to his will. But he
Regular,
pops that
yeah.
pill to turn into the giant form. He just pops one one Rumble Ball to turn into his giant form. That's why when they were on Punk Hazards and everybody had those switched bodies, I forgot who was inside Chopper's body, but they were like, "Oh shit, this is one of his balls." You pop that bitch in and turn into the monster or whatever, and they couldn't control that shit because he only needs one ball to turn into his giant form.
No, I mean I agree with that post time skip. I'm just saying that I don't think it was always just the monster point. Yeah. That's all.
No, I'm just saying as far as right now, because technically Luffy right now is the equivalent of Chopper being able to change into any form that he wants right now. So maybe by popping the Rumble Ball, he'll turn into an actual giant that's even bigger than what Chopper was able to turn.
I've heard a theory that he's been that, really. That the versions of the gears are very similar to Chopper's different like body modifications. Like he has a speed form just like Chopper has a speed form. He has a more strength-based form just the way Chopper has a more strength. Like they pretty much kind of align the two in that, which I guess you could say is another callback.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Rumble Ball would do the same thing that it does to Chopper, turns Luffy into an actual giant.
Oh.
And when he's a giant, he'll do giant big nigga shit.
True.
But I feel like then what's the difference between that and Gear Third?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Right. I mean, like
because Gear Third, he's only putting one body part, making it huge. This whole thing is his actual gigantification of his whole
I guarantee you,
which is
right now,
a running theme that we've seen throughout the whole show.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I would say all that point is valid before Nika showed up. As soon as Nika popped up, that freedom point yet again, he could do that probably right now. Like
it's limited by that nigga's imagination. So
I ain't fuck it. If nigga take a Rumble Ball, he has a heart attack. Simple as that. Rest in peace. Fuck it.
That Rumble Ball is for weak niggas, bro. That's for trash niggas that need help.
I mean, that's true.
No, yeah.
But Chopper would never be able to get to that on his own.
A nigga has an uncontrollable erection.
I wonder if
long erection.
What's his name? Sengoku? Wonder if he got
oh yeah.
He got shit like that too, like different forms and shit or whatever.
Oh, sorry. I gotta bring this up because it just came to my mind. Do y'all think, I'm just gonna say this, based off how they explain that power, could you say that Luffy is like the whole Goku in Bleach? Meaning that, because I know Gramps doesn't watch Bleach, but he was basically secretly granting his own wishes the whole time. So why he was able to close the gap in these crazy fights was really this freedom power working as a whole Goku in a sense, allowing him to beat these niggas he really shouldn't have been able to beat, which would explain how he's always able to rally this inspiration and constantly win in these unwinnable situations because he's kind of orchestrating it without him really knowing he's doing it.
So you're saying it's kind of like Komatsu and Toriko with the what is it called?
Food luck. Yep, it would be similar to that. Yeah. That's a good analogy as well.
I mean, low key. I mean, as soon as they gave him literally a fruit that's a god. As soon as you use the word god, then you're practically reality bending. So it's it's in the same scope. So it's why not?
I just wish there was more. That's all I would say.
I don't take it like that because I think to me it was when he awakens is when that whatever freedom shit they're talking about. That's where they mentioned the freedom after he awakened. But I mean I think Luffy is just same with Naruto. He's just the main character, child of destiny bullshit. So I always thought that. So it's that's why this doesn't really change anything for me because I always thought Luffy had bullshit on his side. No matter so he might. It's just a different power, but it's still the same bullshit. I thought that he had.
I just read in the story. Someone asked again, did Shanks know a Red Pack game, and did Shanks know the true origin of the fruit? I think. I mean, if we're segueing into impact on the story, I think. Yeah,
did that nigga Shanks snitch on Luffy to the Gorosei?
Yes, he did.
That's what niggas have been wondering.
Yes, he did.
You think? See, to me, the what I was going with, right? Because I was talking about this with my brother, and this is aside from the Gorosei part. I wonder if I feel like Dragon knows for sure, and I feel like Dragon and Shanks' intentional distance from Luffy was because of the freedom aspect of that power. Because I feel like no one ever really checks Luffy as far outside of the crew, obviously, but none of the older mentors who are privy to this shit ever checks Luffy on his goofiness and like childlike nature. And I feel like if Oda's trying to make a whole tie to all this, it's because of that stifling his creativity. Basically feeling like his youthful nature is when he's going to be the most creative, aka the most powerful / limitless in the freedom. And that's why they kind of just took a back seat to the shit he was doing. Because I honestly feel like Shanks could have, I don't know, he's more of a mentor figure, and I feel like there could have been some correction at different points, but he never says anything. Like, even with the Whitebeard shit, he literally just stopped the war and left. Like, he wasn't like, hey, Luffy, you did a stupid thing. You just like, hey, bro, you good. Get the fuck out of here. Maybe even Whitebeard knew.
He got our freedom, I guess.
That's fair. I mean, I honestly just originally thought it was more so just because the world itself is pirates. You know, the whole pirating is supposed to be do whatever the fuck you want anyway. So I just kind of like shrugged it off to something like that. But I mean, it's definitely a valid point. I don't know. I mean, like, honestly, it's one of those things. I don't want to think this way, but I low-key did have the thought. But like with it going out that it really has his background, and me thinking also that Shanks also knew this. The point of him riding out to the Gorosei is actually a pretty strong look into as far as to the reason why. Because I'm really curious now if they're going to try and flip it around that Shanks is a low-key enemy, and by some means. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't like it, but I mean, it's a thought.
I heard a crazy ass theory regarding this shit. Now, this is a major stretch. This is yoga stretch. Supposedly, the nigga Shanks had such a big brain move that he knew that in order for Luffy to awaken his power, he had to basically die. So he basically set it up where the Gorosei would know that devil fruit. Y'all should go kill him before he basically awakens into this power, knowing that, you know, in order for him to die, that's going to awaken his power. And with that was going to lead to the CP0 helping Kaido actually kill that nigga and actually awaken his power. So it's all going according to his plan. That's the huge big brain theory that supposedly niggas are also considering that Shanks might have had.
Damn,
So,
I think
it's a major
that still
stretch.
sounds weak though. I mean, if that's the reasoning, for the simple fact that CP0 was up in trash. I mean,
I don't, like,
if
I
they
don't
actually
think
had
it's
the
that
smoke,
exact.
that'd be something else. But
I don't think it's the exact thing, but I think it's probably related, right? Where there's a reason he told him now, as opposed to
that's true.
2 years ago when he first, or shit, even when he first ate the fruit as a kid. There's a reason he did it now. So, and I don't think we probably won't even know until the last chapter of One Piece or some bullshit or whatever Luffy and Shanks talk. We won't know, but there's a reason he did it now. Like, for some reason, I don't think he knows about the CP0 agents and all that exact stuff. But I'm sure that Shanks knows something. Even he knows something. He knows more than 99% of the people in the story. Clearly.
Yeah,
so I mean,
let's be real. If Shanks was supposed to be actually a villain, that nigga could have easily just ran up on Luffy at any time he wanted and just murked his ass. That's
Bro, he could have
I
killed
mean,
him
that's
with
basic
something.
show
anytime.
20 years
He
ago.
could kill him right now. He could
But
kill him right now.
But the risk with that is that if you kill them and now they're seasoning more that the fruits have wills, where is that fruit gonna go?
True.
Because it's gonna choose its nigga.
Wherever.
Yeah, so it's basically like who the fuck is next if it's not him.
If you let Shanks find it in the first place, I'm like.
But it did that probably because it knew Luffy was gonna eat
Well, I
it.
mean,
You know what I mean? That type of
don't
shit.
forget
That
Shanks
Shanks
stole that ish though.
Wouldn't be evil.
That too.
Shanks stole
That's
that
fair.
first though. So I mean, like the Navy had it under wraps. I thought, if I remember right, I thought
Yeah,
like
he
the
did steal
Navy
it.
found it,
Yeah.
like stole that ish, had it under wraps. Shanks stole
Mm-hmm.
it. That's pretty much like the mission that they were coming back from. Luffy saw it, said bet. Like I thought that was like the whole thing. So they didn't even choose Shanks as far as that origin.
So to me, like the whole thing is like the fruit is almost deciding like even the fruit getting stolen is like also like because of the fruit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Is how I interpreted that.
That's how I see it too, because they're basically making it seem like these niggas pick, which, I mean, with the more of the will thing, makes more sense with the whole Sabo and Ace connection as well. Like, it makes sense that if the Mirror fruit really fuck with Ace, it would pick Sabo next, because it's like, oh yeah, this nigga really fucked with you. I'll probably rock with you too, like that type shit. But, fuck. on the Shanks thing, I feel like I have two things. One, I heard a theory that potentially the whole conversation with the Gorosei is really because Blackbeard is also a player in this war. So really, it's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend type shit. So Shanks going there to meet with the Gorosei was more forming an allegiance for whatever plan Blackbeard has against this whole thing. And to me, I'm like, okay, that could make sense to where Shanks could be evil for a minute, but it's not like he's truly evil type thing. And then I forgot what the second thought I had was, but more on the first theory. Another side theory that I came up with, I feel like Blackbeard also knows in some way what's going on with the Gummy Gummy no fruit, but I also might feel like he has a special zone in fruit
Yep.
that allows him to do this shit with
Yes,
power.
sir.
Oh,
I think it's like the opposite of whatever Luffy got.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking like maybe his core fruit is what's allowing him to take on multiple fruits because it is some type of special model that's allowing him to do that shit. And then other bullshit.
His darkness fruit is not a Logia, bro. That shit is his own too, I guess. Or like
I mean, shit. Fuck
something
around,
along those lines.
fuck
Because the
around,
attributes of it. Go ahead. What
I
you
was
say?
gonna say, fuck around. Dragon might mess around and have the last Airbender Avatar fucking Devil Fruit.
To me, at this
Definitely
point,
control all the fucking elements and shit.
when it comes to Dragon, at this point, he's just so under the table. Like I'm just like, however Oda's gonna squeeze him into the story just feels odd now because he's just been so fucking distant. I feel like, what is the point now? Like he knows something as well, and I'm also assuming he knows about Luffy's fruit, but I have no full understanding of how whatever Dragon was doing is playing into the end game of this story. Like I'm sure Oda's gonna say it, and then it's gonna be like, oh, okay, that's what he was doing. But it feels so like side and irrelevant. And then I think about characters like Garp as well. There's just a lot of other people that I'm like, oh, in the end game, I know you're gonna have some importance, but with this reveal, it's even more confusing because I'm like, if you knew, like, why did you move in the way that you moved? Like, I could see if Garp knew, I could see why he pushed Luffy to be a Marine because he's like, look, nigga, like, that's the safest place for you. Like, you need to be a Marine so that you can do the right thing with this power instead of the wrong thing. But
I definitely don't think
he didn't try hard enough.
Garb definitely didn't know.
Even with the sword control, you feel like he don't have that. He's not privy to that
I don't
knowledge.
think the admirals know.
Because the Goroso didn't even know.
Huh?
Because the Goroso didn't even know.
I had to tell them. Like I don't think anyone knows. I don't think even his dad. I don't think Dragon knows.
Oh, okay. I feel like Dragon knows.
I don't think so. Because like you said, because Shanks had to be again. Shanks is a different nigga. I don't know like how he knows. Maybe because he was on Whitebeard on Garb. Fuck is the Pirate King's name, bro?
Roger.
Roger. Yeah, maybe because he was on Roger's ship or like Rayleigh told him some shit. I don't know, but Shanks. But I don't.
And that's the
Laptail, bro.
I'm telling you, that's the other thing. Loose lips sink ships. Like I'm sorry, I fuck with Roger's crew and all, but like it's not making sense, bro. I would have gave up some knowledge. Maybe Buggy, I understand because Buggy was young and he didn't go to Laughtail, so I get why he may not have all the knowledge. But there was hella niggas in that crew. Somebody gave up some secrets and passed them shits along. Like there's an island somewhere that knows more than they should know about the history of the world. You feel me?
Yep.
Like, I'm just sorry. Them niggas drink, they're pirates, they don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, one of them had a drunk night and told the nigga, like, yo, this was popping off in the world. And it was like, what?
The thing, like, if they imagine some nigga telling you a random story, right? Like,
I know you wouldn't believe it, but
But I mean, it's that random that low key you would be telling other people like, bro, you won't believe what Buddy said. Like, come on. I mean,
it's gonna be that Skypea
It's a
shit.
story.
Still
Because
spread,
even if you
bro.
don't believe that it's real, you still think, oh yeah, that's a good ass story. I'm gonna go around telling that shit too.
It's gonna be that Skypea shit. It's that island, the island where they were leaving Skypea. None of them believed it existed, but niggas was walking around saying, "No, this shit real. This shit real." So that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's an island somewhere where a nigga is walking around telling niggas shit, and they just not believing them. But he got all the secrets.
I think that nigga actually went to Laughtail already.
Who?
He was like, oh yeah, okay,
Shanks?
that nigga Shanks.
If he went to Shanks, then he went to Shanks with the niggas. So now there's like 20 niggas that know what's going on. You feel me? Like, that's a crew of niggas he got. If he went there with the niggas, that's a lot of motherfuckers, bro. That's knowing the secret now.
It's true.
You seen this shit? There's niggas on there, like a lot of unknown niggas.
And then niggas,
Yeah.
and the trash niggas gonna be the ones to talk, cause like
that motherfucker's giving up secrets.
Some pussy.
Only for a meal, nigga.
Nigga, you rolling with Shanks? You worried about a nail? Shit.
Hey, you gotta get it how you live. Yeah, Shanks don't feed his crew. He like, y'all figure it out.
Damn.
I got bigger fish to fry. This nigga literally just dipped. Like, he's the most separated nigga from his crew, I think. When I think of the Yonko, I feel like I don't see them move as solo as Shanks does, but that's another conversation for another video. We should do a Shanks video down the line.
Okay, I got the least screen time in the series. That's hilarious.
But yeah, so as far as what it means for the story, we talked about some theories. Anything else to toss out as far as where we think the story's going next with this reveal?
I just want to
That's probably
say
the one
this.
thing I don't think changed honestly too much as far as this reveal of the power. Because the one like we were still saying, like the qualities of Nika in itself still has been clearly shown through Luffy throughout the whole series. I mean, as far as the liberating the slaves, I mean that's literally what Luffy does every arc.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the happiness, still the same thing, and then as far as like the Joyboy, which at least I'm finally like getting on board. But yeah, I'm kind of seeing that too. F around with Luffy. So everything is still lining up reasonably well still with the plot with this reveal, if not more so. Low key.
Yeah.
So,
And especially because Luffy doesn't even know any of this, so like
true.
it doesn't change shit to the main. None of them know. Like nobody on this island knows anything. Kaido knows a little bit clearly because he was trying to make a smile fruit, probably to recreate the smile of the Joyboy shit. But like they don't know what's going on, so like nothing's changed in their end. Luffy just got another power up. He called it Gear 5, so he doesn't even know the weakness.
So my thing is, I'm simply hoping, the only thing that I hope from all of this is that the nigga's fighting style doesn't simply stay the same as, oh yeah, I'm gonna just punch this nigga Kaido until he can't fight anymore, because that shit will be kind of weak.
Oh, you're gonna get a Gatling. That's how Luffy ends every key fight. Every key fight gets a Gatling. We're just gonna get a Gear 5 Gatling, but it's got a flurry of punches.
With an eye popping out. Eyes popping out.
Oh, a flurry of punches is gonna happen for sure.
Oh, you know what? It might be actual, like instead of how he has 2 arms and makes it look like 100 arms.
Yeah,
it might actually be 100 arms this time, and then like
real talk.
I'm telling you.
You know.
But no, I do want to bring up. But no, I agree with you guys. I don't think it changes the actual thing of the story. I think now, finally, I feel like I'm at a point in One Piece where the bigger questions are getting answered, and that feels good to me. I'm iffy on the execution, but I've never been married to Oda's execution of the shit. I think my focus in One Piece has always been what the fuck is happened in the Void Century, like all these big story questions. So I feel like we're getting to that point. But the follow up I would ask though, because I do want to have this discussion here too, is the point that Deuce brought up about Whole Cake Island. Knowing this as we know now, is Whole Cake Island a useless arc? Still needed to happen, or I guess useless or still need to happen are the two options.
So in terms of the story, it needed to happen because they got one of the poneglyph stuff there, right?
Okay.
In that way, it had to happen, but that's just Oda. He could have written it.
Put that anywhere.
So other than that, I do think. So Big Mom, I don't think Big Mom's done. So until she's completely done,
I don't know how she turned to a fan favorite, bro. The way Oda be writing her, and since Whole Cake, she just popped up in this arc. And then, then she's doing this, flip-floppy, knock her on the head. She's a part of the crew for a second. Knock her on the head again. She's not. I feel like he's going to keep playing that if he keeps her in the story.
On the TikTok world, but from what I've seen, Big Mama's not a fan favorite. she's the least favorite Yonko. Like,
Yeah, easy.
from what
I mean, from that aspect, what I'm saying is from Oda's aspect, I think he likes her
oh yeah,
in the story for some
he's
reason.
a weirdo though, so I think he likes all the weird characters.
So here's one thing I'm confused about. Since we're on the topic of Big Mom, I don't understand if this nigga Luffy is really still supposed to go back and fight Big Mom, because we know back in Whole Cake Island he was like, "Yo, after I go beat Kato's ass, I'm coming back for your ass."
That's not gonna happen.
I hope that doesn't become the case, because it definitely wouldn't make sense. Because
If I was Big Mom,
obviously know that Luffy is definitely stronger than Big Mom if he beats Kaido.
if I was Big Mom, one, she already got dropped by two niggas that are, in retrospect of the world, are really loose niggas. They're two loose niggas in the Yonko respect of the world. But on top of that, after she gonna see Kaido catch this ass whooping, I would never look at this nigga Luffy and go like, yeah, I want to run the fade with him again. I would just be like, all right, you do you. I'm gonna go ahead and do me with my 20,000 kids over in my island, bro.
I disagree with that because I don't think Luffy's going to like drop Kaido. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. Kaido's still Kaido.
Pause. What?
So I mean, you think it's gonna be somewhat of a struggle, but
I think Kaido got some shit left in the back pocket. He gonna pull up.
yeah.
I would love to see his awakening if he has it, but I don't know what that's gonna mean.
There's no way this Kaido ain't got like that nigga. He was chilling. He still was chilling, bro. Like, hey, sorry, bro. I didn't mean for it to happen like that.
I mean, he's the strongest creature, but like that's my thing is like beating Kaido then makes the statement of Luffy's the strongest creature. So that I wouldn't see the point of a Big Mom fight because of that very reason. Like Kaido is being framed as the pinnacle. So beating him means, you know, the only Yonko he's gonna fight next is Shanks if he fights him, and that's only because the story's making that happen. And the way I've seen Oda write this story is he completes the groups of niggas he fights. Like when he fought the Shishibukai, besides Jinbei, who just turned into the crew, and Mihawk, who has a different purpose, he cleaned out every single one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest. I don't even see the like a fight Big Mom thing happening. I think they're gonna go to Elbaf and then Big Mom like switch sides or something like something along those lines, like something to do with her memories. You know, like so that's why I'm saying until Big Mom's done for sure, like then we can really say like Whole Cake was useless. As of now, I think it was a waste of an arc, a waste of time, waste of like 2 years really. But I'm sure it'll do something with it. I probably still won't like it.
So you're saying like all the characters like introduced in like Whole Cake and the whole Big Mom pirates in themselves could still be significant later down the line. That's what you're saying?
I think somewhat, but I really like niggas really only like Katakuri. Katakuri is the only thing that came out of the whole arc that niggas like.
And I only fucked with him in the beginning before that mouth shit. When that mouth shit happened, I was like,
see,
damn, bro.
He's the type of reason why he's wearing that shit in the first place.
Yeah, that's 100% the reason why he's wearing that shit. Yep. I was like, oh, nigga, cover that shit up, bro. Chill out.
Bro.
You gotta chill out.
100%
2022, bro. You gotta accept.
Coming out here eating all the goddamn food, bro, with that big ass mouth, bro.
Even if you just like waste of time, like that shit was a waste.
Yeah, I mean, Luffy learned it, but the way Oda writes him using it kind of sucks. Like, it doesn't feel like he really got a real power up. The way it was framed, when Dogtooth used it, it was like, oh, this is some shit. And then, like, when Luffy got it, it's just like, yeah, I'm doing it too. Okay,
I still think he's probably better at Luffy than it, but like, yeah, it's like, it's like a waste, bro. Like wasn't even needed. Like,
yep,
nothing really changed in the fight in anything. So
I agree with you on that. I think Whole Cake was useless outside of the different things. The Sanji backstory could have happened at any time. It didn't have to happen in Whole Cake. We could have got that at any time, so I won't even tie that to that. And then everything else that happened in Whole Cake, we got no significant power-ups from the crew there. So
I guess Sanji with his raid suit.
No,
I mean, we got that after the fact, and that could have happened at any time because that was tied to the whole meeting his family and getting the backstory. He could have met Judge at any time. They just made it convenient for the Whole Cake Island part. My thing is specifically on Whole Cake, we got a cracker fight, which was, man, there was nothing new out of that. We got a view of a form Luffy already had, which was Snake Man. That could have been easily a something he showcased in Wano for a difficult enemy. So I don't see, outside of the things Deuce mentioned with the road polling gifts and all that stuff, there was no need. Oh, Brook versus Big Mom King of Soul. That's fair. Red Peg. I don't think that still holds the arc. I think that could still stand in Wano too. I honestly feel they could have just done that in Wano, and you could still give Brook the soul power up there too. But other than that, nothing major happened. So I think they could skip that arc, put all of the other points somewhere else, and I wouldn't feel like I missed anything because I wasn't looking for Big Mom anyways.
Like,
to be quite honest,
even below the Moria arc, bro. Like,
ooh, I don't know about. Oh no, I lied because Oars was there, and the fucking one of the funniest scenes in One Piece is also in that arc, which is when they all combine to make that robot and shit, and they try to get they try to get Robin to join, and she like, nah, nigga, I ain't doing that shit. So yeah, no, you're right. It is better than the Thriller Bark, and I don't like that arc at all. Besides that moment, that's crazy.
And they got a whole crew member from Thriller Bark, so like that's a
Yeah, fair.
Like, they didn't get shit from Whole Cake.
Right.
Fair. And he at least called back to Thriller Bark in Wano when he got the raid suit. I think they made a callback to the first dude that was turned invisible.
Oh,
Yeah,
Because that was in Thriller Bark.
Sanji was jealous of him because she was watching Nami while she was washing up and shit.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. All right, so that's how we feel about Whole Cake. I would say I think we've answered most, if not all, the questions. Let me see if there's one more. The Nika's asked what we answered. What does it mean for the story? We answered. What does it mean for the fan base / the culture? I feel like we answered that in obscure ways. And then, does this reveal change your opinion on
Luffy
One
is
Piece
black.
as a series? Huh?
Luffy is black. They wanted to ask what it meant for the culture. We know that Luffy is black.
Is
He,
that
he
what
unlocked,
you said?
he unlocked his black powers.
Damn.
Nika.
What?
Wow.
What?
Can you read the question again?
The last question: does it change your opinion on One Piece?
Serious itself.
This reveal.
No.
Personally, no, not really. I guess I think in grand scheme. Yeah, I guess. Well, I take that back. It'd be. I doubt they're gonna do so. But like Deuce was mentioning before, if now all Luffy's fights are now Looney Tune fights, that's gonna f me up. I'm gonna be real. I don't think they're gonna do that, but in the like 0.1% chance they do, then yes, this series is gonna be definitely a little bit lower on my list because of it.
Yeah, I mean, to me at this point, I'm really torn because I want to see other characters fight, but I don't necessarily want to see Luffy fight those other characters, if that makes sense. I want to see Dragon and what he's got. I want to see Shanks and what he's got. I want to see Blackbeard and what he's got. But I really don't care to see Luffy in these fights anymore after this arc. If I'm being totally honest, like unless there's another new power up he's gonna come up with, which there probably is, that would be interesting to see for a couple of panels. But to me, if our story is, because the formula has been go to an island, run around, find out what the atrocities are, then, set up the battle to save the island, then go through all these little fights to save the island. If we got to do this one more time for Blackbeard, I'm going to be disappointed. I hope that the way we tell the story after this Kaido arc changes. That's my thought on it. Because I feel like that's what I'm saying. But I'm like, what island are we gonna go? We gonna go to Shank's hometown and bust his shit in? Like, I don't get what else is as far as the major players we have left. Yeah, the major players we have left, we're setting up to me the war or one arc before a big battle of everyone coming together. So I don't see what other islands we need to clear out at this point. Oh yeah, that's right. But the liberation on Elbaf will be my question because nobody's there as far as we know. Nobody like villainy important wise is there.
Well, we know that the king was supposed to marry Big Mom's daughter or whatever, so they referenced that nigga at the very least.
I don't think he an asshole though. You know what I mean? Like I guess if we go to Elbaf,
it could be.
I'll say it like this: if we go to Elbaf, I would expect it to be told similarly to Fishman, where it's some outside nigga fucking shit up in Elbaf somehow. And that's where the conflict is. But I don't know. From everything we've heard about Elbaf, the only thing I could see outside of what I just said is potentially somebody in the old giant crew is fucking shit up in Elbaf, and that's the villain. because I know we have to do something related to that story. If we're going to Elbath, all them little giant niggas we've been meeting that constantly keep saying, "Oh yeah, I was on that ship. Yeah, I was on that ship." Something is we're gonna get some closure of that story when we land there. But that's it.
To me, unless they tie
I'd rather
in,
that they just
to me
dropped
still
it.
sounds like filler right now. I'm gonna be honest.
Well,
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I was saying before, it's like the power. It's the power scale, right? Like pretty much what you were saying. Like every island is controlled by some entity that's performing the atrocities, and so far it's been more or less been either an incredibly, just OP mother effer, or the Yonko or the Shichibukai. And after Kaido gets dropped, and like Luffy pretty much reigns supreme, then who are they really going to introduce to be able to do so? Unless it's like a One Piece movie. I mean, if we're being honest,
right.
Where it's like no one that's truly canon, minus the Navy or Blackbeard.
And we still have to
two strong entities left. I mean,
and we still have to clear out that story with the Navy. So hopefully we switch to that because I feel like we didn't. As far as I remember, we said, "Hey, they're having that meeting." And then we saw like the commanders.
Really completely
Well,
happened.
Sabo's
and then we left.
Locked up or whatever, or like you got to figure all that shit out.
Yeah, so maybe that's where we jump next. But
I mean,
Blackbeard had a fight with Dragon and them. That too.
yeah,
No, I'm just saying that does support MGG's wish though, as far as to how the story itself is gonna be switched up. Like it no longer needs to be the whole run into an island that's going through XYZ. It's now like almost continuations or finishing up those big story points, which in that sense is actually kind of cool and exciting when thinking about it like that.
right.
I mean, if you ask me personally, I don't think all of these niggas need to go to Elbath. The only person who really wants to go to Elbath is Usopp. Drop that nigga off, let him take care of whatever business he got going on.
Yo.
Like, I feel like, honestly, just to get a lot of this shit out of the way, just because I feel like we're basically at the end, you know how that nigga Roger and his crew, these niggas basically did a restart to their whole journey, went to all these islands or whatever to read all these poneglyphs, just so they can actually find Lavtail. Hey, all of these niggas separate, go to these different islands or whatever, and gather, a big-ass army or whatever, and fight it out with over at what's the name?
Hey, you better stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
Oh,
Yo.
shit.
Hey, yo. I'm just gonna tell y'all after I end this live stream, I'm not suicidal.
Will Smith hit me too.
If anything happens to me.
Oh no, man.
They wild, bro. That's funny. I knew someone was gonna come with the heat. I haven't been hearing much heat from that situation.
For
as
what?
far as the memes go, I've been seeing a lot of TikTok is very likes to pretend to be woke. So there was a lot of left and right, oh, Chris Rock was right from this, protect black women, blah blah blah. No comments on who was right or who was wrong, but I didn't see the jokes like that.
Oh, see, that's where Twitter is still supreme. Them jokes.
It's gonna take. They gonna hit tomorrow. They're gonna hit tomorrow. I already started seeing the timeline change to some funnier shit, but by tomorrow, for sure, I'm in there. That's crazy.
Sorry. It's that shit was just so funny.
No, you good. That was worth it.
Oh, I was simply saying that these niggas should just separate one more time, go and recruit however many niggas, and all come with a major or whatever, so they can fight M Sama or fucking
So do you
Blackbeard
want
or
all
whoever.
the details
and
of
just
that,
have
or are
this
we talking
huge-
about another time skip? Like, what are you really talking about?
I wouldn't want it to be a time skip, in all honesty. I would think it would just be, very short little snippets of, for example, this person has a couple of chapters recruiting, doing whatever shit on this island to recruit niggas.
They got niggas.
Usopp going over to Elbath, doing some shit so he can recruit the Giants and just shit like that.
They got niggas already though.
They
They
do,
got
but
niggas, but
that's
do
true.
they really got enough niggas?
I guess my thing is I don't see Luffy mandating that they summon a team of niggas from the way he acted when they formed a coalition. So I feel like the split thing will be hard because I feel like I can't see them coming up with a plan where Luffy's like, yeah, you guys need to go and get us help. That has never been anything that this nigga has ever said. He literally just runs up and just like, yo, We'll figure it out.
Yeah, he won't like at the final war. He won't even invite them niggas. They just gonna
They just gonna show up.
They gonna hear about her through big news Morgan, and then they gonna
My nigga, man, he's missing out on some scoops.
You think so? You think he missed out?
That nigga is there.
That nigga on Wano right now, boy.
No, the nigga with the long arms. I forgot his name. Scratch him in the poo. That nigga over there taking pictures and all that shit. You know he sent that shit to Big Bird already.
That's me.
Well,
Morgan gonna get his. He gonna get his scoop. He gonna get his
He
scoop.
got agents all over the place.
Yeah, Kaido getting dropped is about to get spread hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
I got one thing I want to.
CP0.
I got one thing I want to close this out with. If we don't have any other comments on the where we think it's going, but the thing I want to close out with is 100% CP0 slander. I feel like we have not given them niggas enough slander for showing up this trash in the story, bro. Because I honestly have been hot. Like Oda has been seasoning these niggas since we came back from the time skip. We've barely seen who's under the mask, and they pretty much all gotten wiped out. So like, I feel like they haven't got shitted on enough for basically being trash.
They murked Drake, so to me that's good enough. Like
Really?
2-on-1.
They murked Drake. Bro. No, it was.
You get a props for murking Drake? I feel like you see Drake as trash, though.
Drake is trash. I don't even points for that. I'm saying like, at least he not that trash. Is what I'm saying. At least they not Drake trash because I didn't think they could beat Marco. I never thought that. I didn't think they could beat I expected Ezo to come in and drop a body because like that's a Whitebeard nigga. Like who are these little spies? CP0 was CP9 was trash, bro. Like I didn't have much faith in him at the end of the day. Like I didn't like. I always thought they probably were around the same level as the Toby Robo. I didn't think there was like some raw ass niggas. Like there's no way they could be Jack. No fucking way. There's no fucking way they could be Jack. No way.
So you definitely saw them at sub admiral level.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
Meaning the current admirals like Fujitora, Green Bull, all them niggas.
Fujitora would drop them niggas in like 2 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, I've always seen them as no more than Yonko commander level. In all honesty,
because I would have thought that you could argue. So would you have thought that Rob Lucci was vice captain level, vice admiral level at the time we saw him in the time skip, or lower than that?
You saying after the time skip or before the time skip?
Before the time, like when they fought Luffy, that the whole whatever Ennie's lobby.
No, hell no.
They were sub vice admiral.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
All day.
Okay. To be a vice, you need hockey. He has no hockey, bro. At that point, he had no hockey.
I mean, that's a whole.
You riding on that?
Okay. Right before becoming an admiral, you think that fucking Lucci and them were at that?
You can't say that. There's a lot of shitty vice admirals. Don't put vice admirals that close to admirals, bro. The gap is far, my nigga. Besides Garp,
I'm talking about.
It's a cavern.
Vice admirals are trash. They are like they are all trash, but they were still stronger than Luffy pre-time skip.
I guess. Oh wait, Smoker was not a vice admiral at that time.
No, he wasn't.
He's a vice admiral now, though.
Yeah. He is
okay.
That nigga.
I don't know if I completely agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. I would have saw them closer to vice admirals because I feel like there's a loose vice admiral that nigga Rob Lucci could tango with.
I don't think they were that far away. Like I don't think like.
No, I'm talking specifically about Rob Lucci, maybe Kaku. The rest of them, I can't vouch for those hands because one of the niggas lost to Chopper. Come on, like Monster Point Chopper, like nah, bro. Sorry, no, I can't vouch for you. That's vice admiral level.
Even Luffy, I don't think Luffy was that far off from like the vice admirals.
Like, they were. I mean, we saw one in that arc. Like Momonga tried to attack. I think it was Sanji or Zoro on the. They were driving that train, and he like sent a distant slash at them or something. And I think Zoro like deflected it, or he did some shit with it.
No, he was a vice admiral.
He was a vice admiral. Momonga was at that time. 100%.
That wasn't Momonga, bro. That was somebody else.
Nah, bro. I swear Momonga attacked them niggas.
That's gonna bug me. But I thought he was a vice admiral, bro.
I could have sworn it was a vice admiral.
You don't remember like some of the vice admirals? Like, well, effing, you got Spider.
Momonga, the nigga with the mullet mohawk. We got.
I got a little video right now.
Yeah, I don't remember this nigga at all.
Who was it?
Yo, who's the nigga with the Kuma robots? What level is that nigga?
With the Kuma robot, the pacifistas?
Yeah, the pacifistas. Who is that nigga?
What do you mean? Who? Oh, the guy that the fat homie, the sumo wrestler dude.
Yeah.
He's not technically ranked. He was like he was almost like Kobe to Garp, but like he was that to Kizaru. He was like his.
He's not a Marine.
Right.
Okay.
But I felt like he was an apprentice to Kizaru in a way.
Let me.
But did you see it?
Oh, maybe he's not. I take that back.
He wasn't a vice admiral.
I'm not seeing him on the list for vice admirals.
Momonga for real?
Yeah, Momonga.
No, Momonga, yes. I was talking about the buddy that
That sent the slash to play. Yeah.
Oh, so that wasn't a vice admiral. I thought it was Momonga that did that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Two different people.
Oh, all right. Fuck it. I'll take my L.
But I mean, you still got Spider Buddy here. You got the Dalmatian buddy who trained.
Like I said, bro, they're not cold. As soon as Luffy came back from the time skip, he was stronger than all the vice admirals. Like,
Stop, not guard.
no, Garb is not count.
You gotta pay attention to the list.
Oh, he is not a vice admiral. He's like,
Hold on, no, that nigga Garp retired, didn't he?
Oh.
yeah, at that point he was retired. So yeah,
yes, he is stronger than all
he
the
was
vice
stronger than all the vice admirals.
What about the chick with the locks?
I don't give a fuck. Hey, Smoker probably is one of the strongest vice admirals.
Whoa! Chill out, bro. Chill out. Yo, they all got hockey, bro. Rethink that statement. Because all I've seen, every time Smoker's been introduced after that first arc, he's been getting dragged. Doflamingo was dragging his head.
Sure. What have you seen from any What have you seen from any other vice admiral, bro?
Hey, bro. I've seen not Smoker. That's what I've seen from the other vice
admirals. I stand by. He's the strongest vice admiral currently.
The most disappointing character so far from the post-time ship.
I'm hurt.
All vice admirals are disappointing. That's part of the job.
You said that for
The admirals, like Fujitora, they was never a vice admiral because that's a trash position. They skipped that shit.
Why did Wiki still got this nigga Garp as current though?
No, bro, he retired, bro. Him and Sengoku, they retired. They
definitely chilling.
Man, Sengoku.
I don't know, bro. I'm not sleeping on my nigga Momonga. I feel like he might give my nigga Smoker a run for his money.
Hey, I know. He was pussy because when he ran up on the Snake Princess, he had to stab himself. He was like, because she's about to get turned into stone, nigga.
He still stopped himself though. You gotta give him for that.
Well, Virgo was a traitor, but you think he was weaker or stronger than Virgo?
Who? Momonga?
No, Smoker.
Ooh, good question.
Definitely weaker.
Like Virgo v Smoker. Who you
definitely weaker.
Oh yeah, weaker for sure. Because Virgo was stronger or as strong as Law. And Law, we know Law dropped that nigga Smoker in 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Shit on that
nigga Law had to go all out.
But you know what? Law dropped all them vice admirals too, bro. You know what? Your boy, he got too strong. What's his name?
Oh.
Full body hockey. Full
Virgo.
body.
Oh, Virgo. Yeah.
He got too strong. That's why he had to leave the Marines and work for Doflamingo because he was too strong to be a vice admiral.
Damn. He said, "Oh shit, I'm not disappointed anymore."
These niggas weak. I'm out of here. Hey, bro. All I'm gonna say is this, man. Fuck CP0 and that waste of time. That was a huge waste of time.
They really did.
Garp and Sword have technically a better and more efficient Splinter Cell group than CP0. They should have just hired them niggas.
Wait, are you sure that Garp is part of Sword?
And you know what?
I thought they said he was. He's not?
What?
That Garp is part of Sword.
We know that
Kobe.
Kobe. We know Kobe and Drake is.
How does nigga Garp not gonna be but Kobe is? That's fine. If it wasn't stated, I won't claim it. I thought it was stated though.
One other thing though, how I knew CP0 was trash because who was also a CP0 nigga, right?
He is.
He was.
Oh, I missed that.
That nigga
Oh.
got fired when the devil fruit got
He got
stolen.
dropped by Jinbei. Easy as fuck.
That's
Easy.
true. That's true.
Yo, that's sad.
Yeah, that was low key a mid diff at best too. That's how
sad.
disappointing that fight
Yeah,
was.
he was talking to Big Smoke, and Jinbei was like, literally, like, let's get on with this fight, bro, because I got better things to do.
Why are you talking to me, bro? Like,
Right. He was like, you know information you shouldn't even be knowing. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
and do you remember, like, at the beginning, they were talking about taking out the All-Stars. They were talking about taking out the Commanders.
Oh,
Like,
that's
bro,
right.
like,
They were trying to
Yeah.
scheme.
they were trash.
Oh yeah. They're not. Yeah, I'm highly disappointed in them. And 3 men wasn't enough. They sent Stussy there like, you know, she was gonna be able to handle her own. They should have sent them all. However many of y'all got in 0, send them all. Them niggas not even good at being covert.
As a matter of fact, hold on. That nigga, fuck Big News. Didn't he fuck a CP? I don't know if it was CP0, but it was Cypher Pole or something because that nigga ran up on his crew when they were making the headlines.
No,
for that
don't do
Luffy
that
shit.
to Big News. Big News ain't got
And
hands.
Big News fucked that nigga up, bro. I don't know what Cypher Pole number it was, but if that was CP0, that should have let us know right then and there that those niggas were trash.
I forgot about that. It wasn't even a fight. It was just homie just straight jawed him or something.
He just straight worked his ass
Wow.
because he had a disguise on.
I can't remember that.
If that nigga was CP0,
I
fucking
don't think
buried
that was
right there.
CP0.
I'm good. I'll just read the last 2 comments. Who keeps their hands tucked neatly behind their back with the slap incoming? That was, I think that was to the Jussie Smollett me. I'm gonna be honest. CP0 making this arc super long and almost made me drop One Piece. I wouldn't have dropped One Piece off CP0 because they didn't have enough spotlight to bother me. But, yeah.
I mean, bro.
But they did get me hyped. Like,
that was enough.
I will say that Oda wasted my time with the whole CP0 stuff because I feel like him bringing them in there was like trying to rebuild the hype that CP9 got.
Right.
And it was just like for them to fall that flat, it was kind of like, damn, bro. What was the point?
I hope that Rob Lucci is strong.
They said we lost our best agent or something. I was like, that's the best y'all got, nigga.
And which one was Rob Lucci? Like, is that nigga still around?
Yeah, he I think he was like, like he's in the headquarters or some shit, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know which one of them he is, but he's part of CP0. We know
He
that.
was running around, mask off though.
Right.
I remember seeing him.
Oh, so I guess he's still around. Fuck it. Well, promotion. And that's the sad part. He was their best agent. We don't know this nigga's name. We don't know this nigga's power. We don't know shit about this nigga. He was their best one.
They call that nigga Blue Scarf in the fan base.
That's what they call him, Blue Scarf.
Yeah.
Okay. And I look at the official like the Viz joint, and so they said they changed it in this one to say we've lost an elite agent. Okay.
Oh,
Because the one on Friday, I think it said our best agent.
He got to come with the facts.
That's the best y'all got?
yeah, boy, trash.
Take your ass to the crib.
I'm telling you. All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Thanks for rocking with us for this hour and 20 minutes. We appreciate it. This was our thoughts on 1044. If you have more thoughts, leave it for us in the comments, and we will respond. That's it.
Until next time.
Peace.